Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel and happy Fragrance Friday. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while and it's been quite a while since I have filmed as well, but we have quite a hefty bin here, so let's just get into it. I think first I want to start off with this right here, this situation, because it is quite the situation. I was trying to like be smart and put the old fragrance flower in the box so that it didn't get everywhere, but I don't know if you can see this oil residue situation happening. It's everywhere, but anyway, the fragrance flower in here is toasted acorn and oak, which is completely dried up, as you can see, because I think all of the remainder literally soaked right into this box. To me, I had this one going in our work bathroom because there is no plug-in in our work bathroom, and it's a place that needs a little extra boost, if you know what I mean. But I also don't want it to be like overwhelming, and it has no plug-in. So like there's a lot of factors to consider there. So I had this one going there. This came out, it's still available, but this came out with the Harvest collection, so September 1st. So I maybe put it in there. I'm pretty sure I have a video like opening up this fragrance flower for the first time. So if you wanted an exact date, you could check, but had to have been at least after September 15th. But I would say maybe closer to like October is when I opened it. I feel like it went pretty fast. Like generally these last, I think the claim is that they last up to 60 days. Generally mine last almost 90, but this one seemed like it went really fast. And I don't know if it depends where you put it and like, does that have a factor to it? I'm not exactly positive, but I feel like this one went fairly quickly, but it was a very, very good performer. So for me, toasted acorn and oak and the fragrance flower was more wood based in scent versus the actual wax bar I feel like is more bakery in scent. So just a heads up, if you like this but you want more woods, I would get the fragrance flower versus the wax bar. And I don't know if you can tell, I replaced it with Joy and Wonder, and I'm loving that. And that is in the bathroom at work. So this is quite the mess. I didn't think about putting, you know, the paper box. I thought I was like being smart and avoiding a mess, but I think I caused a bigger mess. So what do you do? I probably have more non-wax Scentsy, but I have a lot going on and it's not very organized. Oh, cotton cleanups, hello. I like to put these in little bins kind of scattered throughout. So I have one main bin downstairs and one main bin upstairs. So I kind of scatter them between the two. Maybe if I have a couple extra, I'll put them here and there. These are basically big cotton balls with a little paper handle kind of on top of them. They're like a piece of cardboard on top that holds the cotton ball, so you can hold it right into your wax dish warmer. Your warmer wax dish, whatever. You can put it right in there and it just sucks up the wax. They can hold up to like 4 or 5 cubes worth of wax. So if you're cleaning out a lot of warmers, or if you have a warmer that you put a lot of cubes in, maybe say you use 4 cubes at a time, it's really nice for those because you just put it in and it gets the job done versus putting in like 8 small cotton balls or something of the sort. The one thing I would say is for mini warmers, you have to kind of use the side or they don't work the best depending on the shape of the dish. And then if you do have a really, really full wax dish, just be very gentle when you put it in. Don't like slam it in there because obviously the wax will splash out. Be very gentle. Currently, these are sold out on the website, but you can get them through Scentsy Club. They are readily available through Scentsy Club. I do believe there is no wait time. At least for my packages, there haven't been. So, and I just got one recently. If you guys watched my club haul with Corey, I guess it was his club haul, but we unboxed it together. Okay, well, I think those are the only non-wax things. And I think, oh wait, duh, pots. Did I have, this must have been the only ones. Farm Stand Pumpkin. I need to update my spreadsheet, my pod tracker spreadsheet that's linked down below with these. So these were probably about a medium. The interesting thing to me is Farm Stand Pumpkin is pretty spicy in the wax. And this was fairly, like, it had that spice note for sure. I feel like it wasn't as spicy because I feel like they can't do that as well in pods as they can in wax. They really have it down in wax, you know? The pods, it's like you get that note, but it's not quite the same as the wax, but it was there. As they went on, like definitely by the time I had moved them into the master bathroom and into my car, which is kind of where they go to like die, like they're almost done and I just get the last little bit out of them. By that point, they had turned, like the spice was completely gone and I almost started getting like a caramel type of note, which let me check the notes, but I'm pretty sure that's not in there, but I could be wrong, I guess. I am wrong. So that makes sense why that was coming out. It's apple, cinnamon stick, pumpkin, and caramel. I've never gotten the caramel in the wax, but maybe I just haven't let it gone long enough to get to the caramel. The caramel must be the base note, I guess. Because once the spice died off in these, I really started getting caramel. And it was like a very, very sweet, like kind of like a pumpkin spice type of vibe with caramel. Like it was pretty bakery, but I've never experienced that from Farm Stand's Pumpkin before, so that shocked me. As you could tell, I didn't know it was in the notes. So I liked these. I don't love this scent though, so I don't know that I would repurchase, but I would say this was like a medium. I think if I liked that scent more, I probably would get it again. It's just not like my absolute fave when there's others I like way more. And then also I worked on some fluffy fleece. We're into the wax now, so worked on this a little bit. I actually did this in the bedroom and the bathroom, and I loved it so much more in there than in my open concept. This is just such a unique scent. I don't find myself like craving it, if that makes sense. I'm not putting this in my club. I'm not getting more bricks. But I'll work on this. It's much better though in the bedroom and bathroom, so that is the place that I will work on using that up. Okay, I have like a ton of wax. Let's just start with this one because it's easy. It's the scent of the month for December, Black Forest Pine. We just made samples with this bar, so we just tossed it in. I'm really excited to warm this bar. I have it in the pile to warm. I'm really excited. What are you guys thinking of Black Forest Pine so far? So I wanted to mention that, but I'm really excited to warm my own. When we were making samples, me and Corey were like, this is a good one. Okay, so today I have going Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, which I love. It's like what you think pumpkin roll would be, but they have the name switched around. So I don't know why they have it like this. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is fresh pumpkin garnished with cinnamon stick and a dollop of whipped icing. And pumpkin roll is creamy pumpkin pie filling surrounded by yellow cake, pecans, butter, and spice. While I feel like those are kind of accurate for each other, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is in the spice category, which it's like a total bakery scent to me. It's so perfect. And it smells good in the clam, but it smells so much better going. It literally smells like pumpkin pie with a dollop of like almost, this sounds weird because you probably wouldn't put that on there, but almost like a little bit of like buttercream frosting on top. So like icing, you know, not Cool Whip, but like icing. So definitely check this one out. It's great. It's like the perfect Thanksgiving, Christmas, getting ready for those things you're baking. It smells like bakery anyway. I like it. And then I kind of want to try something where in my kitchen warmers, I do more like bakery type scents. And then my other warmers, I do my other bars and then kind of see what happens. I don't know why. I've just had that idea for a while and I'm starting to kind of execute on it. So I had 3 cubes left of salted caramel toffee and I threw those into my kitchen bakery warmers as a test, mixed with, this was going, then I put this in the kitchen. And they blended really well. It's still going today. And I'm really enjoying it. And honestly, I put the 3 cubes in my kickoff to Christmas warmer, this guy, which is only 8 watts. I'm fairly positive. I put all 3 cubes in him. and it was doing really, really well. And then I had the whole other bar in the other warmers. So I know raw warmers get a bad rap, but it was doing pretty good. So anyway, I really like the combination. I really like these two just in general. Okay, I know I did some more mixing. Okay, let's talk about pumpkin roll because I also warmed this. I don't know if I warmed this once last year, if this was my first time warming it. If I did it last year, it just clearly was not memorable because it's not bringing me any sort of recollection. Like, I have no memory of warming it. But I feel like I would have, but I just don't know. In the clam, it smells a little bit more spicy, but honestly, I don't recall it being spicy when I was warming it. It kind of just smelled like a nice pumpkin bakery, but it was missing for me what pumpkin cinnamon swirl has. So it kind of fell flat, and this won't be like going in my club or anything. I much prefer pumpkin cinnamon swirl. I think if you like more like that pumpkin puree type of scent, maybe you'll like pumpkin roll more. I just prefer pumpkin cinnamon swirl. It's like last year, I was all about pumpkin cinnamon swirl. I put it in my club, everything. And so I think maybe I'm just biased to it, but that's my 2 cents. Okay. Next, I did, well, this isn't in any kind of order, I guess. Let's talk about toasted acorn and oak. So we talked about this in the fragrance flower, but this is the wax bar. Finish this up. This to me, in the wax, it's a little bit more bakery. It's still like a wood scent, but it's like a sweet, and it leans a little more bakery, whereas the fragrance flower leaned a little more woody, and same with the pods. So I actually ended up taking this out of the club. I think it's still available to put in your club if you love it, but when we did our club unboxing, we were just like, this isn't that memorable to us. Like, it doesn't mean the world to us. And now that I've rewarmed it since our club has come, I took it out. Like, I made the decision, I took it out. I'm very proud of myself. Also, Disney Villains Just One Bite. So this is like a take on, I was gonna say an apple pumpkin, but I feel like there's barely any pumpkin, if any, but it gives me a reminiscent vibe of like an apple pumpkin, kind of like Bath and Body Works apple pumpkin, where it's heavier on the apple. This is mostly apple, but there's definitely some kind of spice or something in the background. Last year, I loved this. Like, definitely during the fall, it went into my club. I loved it. I ended up taking it out. This year when I warmed it, I was like not overly impressed by it. It was almost too deep in a way. And if I wanted an apple spice scent, I would probably reach for Orchard Apple and Spice over this. So I have another bar at least, if not 2. So that's like no need to repurchase, won't be going in my club, anything like that. Graduation is another bar I did. So I did this, I think 5 or 4 cubes, probably 4 cubes. 2 in the bedroom, 1 in the master bath, and then 1 in our spare bath. The one in the spare bath did great. The ones in the bedroom and the master bath, I kind of had a little bit of trouble smelling. So I ended up bringing this to work, and it's only from August. I mean, it's probably pretty well cured, but I'm just saying, sometimes like if you really let them sit, they do better. I brought it into work because it was like, this is a very neutral scent in my opinion. There's not a lot that can like really sway somebody to be like, I hate it. It's not spicy, it's not bakery, it's not floral, it's not like it's just like a very nice, clean, refreshing, maybe a hint of like cologne-ish, but like a drop. It's not like a bucket of cologne or body spray or anything. It's just very nice and fresh and clean. But it's very, I don't know, there's just something about it that I really like. So I brought it into work because I figured it was a safe one to do at work. And it like almost blew me out of the house. It was so strong there. I don't know why. Some scents that I have problems with in my house, like I can't smell, I bring them to work, which is like a bigger, more open area, and I do less cubes and lower wattage warmers, and they do better. It's so odd to me, and I don't know if it's because I'm sitting right next to it, the airflow is different, I have no idea, but it did really well there. It was great. And then when I got home after a couple days, I realized the bathroom one was also doing pretty well. So this is in the club. I do like it. I just wish it was stronger in my bedroom. So I'm sure I'll retry it because I have plenty of bars of it and I have some coming with my clubs, but it's definitely not like open concept worthy to me. And then this bar I talked about briefly, it is the DC Justice League, and like, why is it so messy? You guys, this in the clam smells like men's cologne and fresh cut grass. Not Gridiron Rush, because that smells also like men's cologne and fresh cut grass. It's more like Irish Spring soap and fresh cut grass. Like it's like soapier or something. When this was going, did I do it in the bedroom or did I only do it in the spare bath? I maybe did it in the bedroom. It really reminded me of Roll the Dice, which only a select few people really liked Roll the Dice. Is it Roll of the Dice? It was the new one for Halloween, Nightmare Before Christmas collection. Oogie Boogie Roll of the Dice, I'm pretty sure. It really reminded me of that. It really doesn't on cold, or maybe I've just like erased that scent out of my memory on cold, but warming, I walked in and I was like, I'm getting that like BO type of scent again. So FYI, if maybe you love this, it smells like somewhat fresh on cold. It just gave me those weird Roll of the Dice vibes on warming. I got through it. I'm pretty sure I did not get through Roll of the Dice, but I got through this one, so it was tolerable. I just ended up doing it only in the spare bath because I was like, that is not going in the bedroom. I don't like it. Okay, and then the last two I did was not a full mix. I didn't quite do the full thing, but this was based on Lisa Roberry's Bars to Jars, where she mixed baked apple pie and graham cracker crunch. So I'm pretty sure there was also apple butter frosting in the mix as well. But these two clams I had open, so I was like, I'm just trying to use what I have open. You guys know the drill. They were in my melting basket, that type of thing. I do have apple butter frosting though, so I will probably give this another try. A couple thoughts. First, I mixed, this was all around like Thanksgiving and when we hosted Thanksgiving. First, I mixed alternating warmers, graham cracker crunch, and baked apple pie. So good. The graham cracker crunch came through so well. I love this scent. I absolutely love this scent. It's so good. Baked apple pie really took a back seat, but I don't love baked apple pie. But to me, on its own, it's just a little bit spicy. So these in alternating warmers, I think, was a hit for me because the graham cracker crunch really came through. The next day, I had a couple cubes left in each. More baked apple pie than graham cracker crunch. And so I was like, maybe I should try what Lisa was trying and mix them in the same warmer and like replace some of the warmers that I felt like needed new wax. When I mixed the two of them in the same warmer, I was not impressed. It really covered up the graham cracker crunch. It did not get the opportunity to shine through like it was when it was going by itself. I feel like they really kind of like, the baked apple pie really covered it up when they were in the same warmer. And then definitely the baked apple pie was coming through a lot more. It was almost coming through more to the point where it was a little bit too spicy. In one of my warmers, I actually ended up popping in a small brick piece of sugar cookie to a warmer that had baked apple pie only. And I actually really, really enjoyed that mixture. So I could see myself maybe getting more baked apple pie. I don't love it, but it mixed with some other things is decent. I just don't love it on its own, but it is available as a brick through Scentsy Club. So I could see myself maybe getting it and mixing it with like this apple butter frosting, sugar cookie, vanilla bean buttercream, maybe salted caramel toffee. Like there's a lot of scents you could easily mix with it, even more apple-based scents to bring out the apple. I don't love Johnny Appleseed, but you know, maybe even a caramel apple craze, something like that. So I feel like there's a lot you can do with it. It's just not one I would like put in my top 10 by any means, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so that is all the Scentsy. We are moving on. So let's maybe do candles next. I have 3 different candle brands for you. I finished up my Homeworks sugared beignets. This was the chopped candle. This was in my candle project pan, so this is finished. So glad. I only have a few more. I think I have 2 Homeworks chopped candles that I still need to get through. I like glad that I got them, but also having them in the bags is so pesky, so I want to get through them. And then also in my candle project pan that ended up in my candle crock is Goose Creek Trick or Treat. So this was in the candle lamp, and I got to the point where the scent was kind of just making me sick and I was tired of it. So I was like, just go in the candle crock and then pretty soon we'll be done with you and we don't have to worry about this. So it was in my project pan. You can see my marking kind of. You can tell that it was in the candle crock and being poured out from up here. But you can also tell it was in the crock because there's a lot of wax in this bad boy still. So also it does this weird thing when it goes in the crock because of how it hardens. This wax is such a weird formula. Like I loved it at first and now it just turns me off because it's such a weird formula. Like it takes forever to harden, if that makes sense. Like this whole thing probably took a good 16 hours to really get solidified, maybe even longer. It's like it looks like it's dry, but then it still like moves around, and when it's fully dry, it gets those white spots on it. It's just so weird. I don't know what they make like these out of, but I don't think I'll be buying any more of those, to say the least. And then this was not in my candle project pan, but I had it started in a candle crock. I mean, there's wicks in here because I didn't take the wicks out, but you can't even see them because I had trimmed them from it being in a candle crock. So this is Pumpkin Cupcake. I didn't even tell you. This is a good scent, and I think they just need to keep this scent in, like, great, they can do it in home fragrance, but I need to stop buying it in home fragrance because it's so light. This candle, even in the candle crock, unless the heat was on and blowing, you really couldn't smell it. It was so light. It did better under the candle lamp, but it's such a generic scent. I feel like I'm okay without it. The Wallflower is probably like one of the lightest things ever. I didn't get it this year, but I have in the past, and it's good, but like, stand over the Wallflower if you want to smell it. This in hand soap though is probably my favorite format, just because the scent comes through enough and it's like gives you that burst of sweetness, but it's not overly sweet and doesn't last super long, so it's not like making you sick, because it's a very sweet scent. Yeah, it's just like, it does nothing. So I put it in the candle crock just to use it up. So it wasn't in my project pan, but I figured I would mention it here because I'm finished with it. And then speaking of Bath & Body Works hand soap, got through Garden Harvest, used this up at work. This was an interesting one. It's Apple Blossom, Garden Mint, and Sandalwood. It has a really interesting scent. It's such a weird scent. It's kind of like apple, kind of like, it says Garden Mint, but I don't know, I wouldn't say I get like a spearmint or any of that type of vibe. It's so odd. It kind of reminds me of like going to the apple orchard or something, but it's also very fresh with that sandalwood, so it kind of gives you like a weird vibe. I used it up, but I would probably not repurchase that. It's weird, and it was weird for this time of year. I wanted more like Pumpkin Cupcake. I wanted to use more of those types of scents. And so I kind of just was like, let's get through this as fast as we can. The bottle and everything is cute. I just wish it smelled more like apple, pumpkin, a little bit of clove, a little bit of cinnamon, like those classic seasonal scents. It was very non-seasonal to me. But we have to have scents for those people too, so I get it. Okay, speaking of non-seasonal scents that we have to have for people, we went through a Wallflower and Island Papaya random, but you guys, I have a ton of leftover Wallflowers from spring summer, and so I just put this in Corey's office. He didn't complain, and it actually smelled good. It was like half gone when I put it in. The notes are tropical coconut, fresh papaya, and sugarcane. It did well in his office. Wallflowers usually do really well in his office. The plug-in he has is right above his heat vent, and I don't know if that's why, because they just blow around really good. But they usually do really well in there. So I replaced it with Frozen Lake, which is more seasonal, but probably going forward, I'm gonna put a spring type, summer type scent in his office to help work through those as I work on my winter scents in the open concept. So thanks for being my guinea pig, I guess. Speaking also of pumpkin apple, we went through the Wallflower in pumpkin apple. This one generally every year does pretty good. Red apple, pumpkin, ground cinnamon. It kind of a little bit fizzled out, like not fizzled out, but got significantly less once it got to like here. It was like getting pretty weak. But at the beginning, this is generally a powerhouse, and probably at least till 3/4 down, it does pretty well. So this is like always a repurchase, at least one, gotta have it, right? It's a classic. I think I had this one from last year. I don't know. Can you tell from the Wallflowers, or is that, I don't know if you can tell from the Wallflowers like you can the candles. But this is Caramel Pumpkin Swirl. I'm pretty sure this was like the last year's packaging. Like for the candles and everything. So this was luscious caramel, ground cinnamon, and creamy vanilla. And it was very good. I feel like this Wallflower went by so fast. I feel like I just plugged it in and now it's empty, but clearly, I guess. I mean, generally these take me like 30 days, I would say. So that seems like really fast though. But really these two at the end there, they were like going really fast. And of course this one has that extra, but like the wicks, you know, don't go to the bottom anymore. This one I let go almost a little bit too long. Like, you know, the scent oil is not even to the bottom of the wick. That's a little bit dangerous to me. But yeah, I feel like they last me generally like 30 days. But obviously I haven't done this. I didn't do one last Friday, I don't think. So this is maybe like a week and a half to 2 weeks, and I have two. So, and I think, gosh, that seems really fast. I don't know. Maybe I'm miscalculating or something. But anyways, only two last things. Better Homes and Gardens Sea Salted Sage. This is so good, you guys. This is really, really good. It's just like a fresh, clean scent. That's it. I really wish there was a Scentsy dupe for this, because I would probably put it in my club and warm it all the time. It is really, really good, you guys. If you're into fresh and clean scents, check it out. If you have an idea for a Scentsy dupe, let me know. But I don't think we have anything this fresh and clean, to be honest. Maybe when the spring summer catalog comes back out, but right now, I mean, eucalyptus wreath is just like too different, and that's probably the closest thing we have to this. So I'm kind of bummed. It's really good. It's really, really good, you guys. So fresh, clean scents, definitely check this one out. Last one. Rose Girls Sample Christmas Eve in Cookie Land. I have a loaf of this I need to chop. It's perfect for this time of year. And it's such a good one. I don't know the notes off the top of my head, but it is such a good one, you guys. I don't know. It was offered recently, I'm pretty positive. But like I said, I have a whole loaf in it, so I need to chop that loaf. I need to do a chop and chat soon. I should post a question post here pretty soon. but I will be, in my next shop chat, I will be cutting up that loaf so I have plenty of it. So I would say, I guess it's a repurchase technically because I have so many, or like so much in the big loaf, but I bought the loaf because of this sample. I absolutely loved it. So that is everything. My basket is empty. I will try to get to doing these more on the weekly basis instead of the bi-weekly basis. It's just been really busy. We've kind of had a lot going on, but I have a lot of stuff coming in and you guys left me some good video ideas. So hopefully I can continue to get some stuff out for you guys. We'll see. I just sometimes life gets the best of you, you know, and you don't have a chance to film. So let me know what you guys are warming down below. Happy Fragrance Friday, and I'll see you next time.